Welcome, people, to another episode of 999, part 24. Let's see what we can do. I forgot a lot about this puzzle. Ethanol. I wonder if this is for antisepsis or sepsis. Oh, it says anhydrous ethanol. Anhydrous? Is that different from the regular ethanol? Come on, that's common knowledge. Anhydrous ethanol is a powerful cleaner. It can even erase marks left by a permanent marker. This is the computer. The power isn't on. Well, there is a power button. This is a waste of time. What? I don't see a power cable. Oh, yeah, you're right. No power cable. This thing isn't even connected to a main computer, though. It's got a monitor, keyboard, mouse, but that's it. Just sticking the power cable in isn't going to do anything. Oh, I don't know about that. The keyboard. The mouse. This is the computer. It doesn't have any power right now, so it isn't working. The power cable, huh? This is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. This is a really old type of keyboard. I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that. Wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. I think it's a power cable. The power cable, huh? I'll take that. This is definitely a power cable. Do you remember if we ran into anything that didn't have power? Obviously we did. But there is something we need before we can actually use it. This monitor doesn't have a power cable. So one end of the cable needs to be connected to a monitor, and the other end needs to be plugged in under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in... Huh? Well, shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not going to fit, is what I'm saying. In other words, we're going to need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. That's right. These lockers are a little larger than the ones on top. Let's see if there's anything useful. Let's see if there's anything useful in here. And no, nothing. It's a cardboard box. There's some papers and stuff in it. What's in the box? It looks like it's quite full. As far as I can tell, it's a bunch of notes about some kind of experiments. But it's all really technical and stuff. I don't really get it. Clover, there's a door in the back, isn't there? Wait right there. Or wait right there. I'll take a look. Oh no, it's locked. I can't get it to move. A window made of really thick glass. I don't even think a bullet could break it. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. I don't know what kind of table this is, but part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. Well, if they only used the pen on one part of it, then there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Yeah, sure. Oh, this is permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? Erasing from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a sec, Clover. I'll be right back. Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I going to wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Kidding! Just kidding. Please don't look at me like that. You're scaring me. I wonder what they washed here. There are these weird colored stains all over the sink. I wonder what this is. This thing here looks like a voltmeter. And this is the control for that? Gosh, there's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them? No, nothing. There's no power here, guys. I turned the dial a whole bunch, but even if I turn all the switches on, nothing happens. Hey, Clover, how are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to kind of crouch down to get a look under there. The cable on the monitor has, it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it! Okay, can you unplug the cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... But? Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn it, that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector? It's a sort of thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless! Not useless at all! That's just what we were looking for. Arga barga. Okay, can you hold on for a little bit? And back down she goes. Alright, unplugged. I'll hand it to you over the bars, okay? Anyway, could you wipe off that permanent ink? Look, Clover, right now at this moment you're the only person we can depend on. I'm trusting you with this. You trust me? I feel kind of special. She's just wandering around the table. I don't think she even knows we're calling her. God damn it. Arg. Hey, Clover. And she's just wandering around the table. I don't think she even knows we're calling her. Poop. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, I'll give it a try. Nope. Doesn't look like anything's happened. Clock. The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure out a way out of here. I wonder what this cable's connected to. Okay, on one side of this thing is in the room with us. The other side extends into the laboratory where Clover is. In other words, the console from in front of us is connected to the device in the laboratory. Stand for various pieces of equipment. Some of them might be useful. And it looks like this door is the exit. The door on the right just goes to the laboratory. Nope, this door isn't going anywhere. No dice. It won't open. I mean, that's about as much as I expected. I don't think Zero would let us out of the room quite that easily. Hey, Clover, there's a door over here, too. Wait, I'll be right there. I can hear her over there. Is this door gonna... Damn it, I can't open it. Clover, what about your side? It won't work. I can't even move the knob. There's a double door in the back. It seems to be locked and unsurprisingly, it won't open. God damn it. You're supposed to give me the 2-pronged plug. Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Huh? Soak it in ethanol, then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Right, okay, so I gotta soak the cloth with ethanol. Ethanol. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Soak the cloth in ethanol, and... Junpei! It's working! It's wiping the permanent ink off! Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under that permanent ink. What's the deal with that drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and notebook, right? Could you write those numbers down and then hand them to me through the bars? Okay, Roger. The stuff on the table seems like it's some kind of hint. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with numbers on it acquired. New material has been added to the file screen. Also, here you go, the 2-pronged plug. Thanks. This is the 2-pronged plug that we can use to convert the power cable from a 3-pronged cable into a 2-pronged one. Let's combine those then. Okay, put the 2-pronged plug on the head of this power cable. It fits perfectly. This should be just what we need. Alright, I've got the 2-pronged power cable in my hand. I'm pretty sure this will work. Under the desk I go. And let's just plug this thing into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Junpei pushed the button on the front of the monitor. With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the screen. He'd hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this. Huh? It's actually working? So it would seem. Uh, isn't that kind of weird? What? Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So why is it working? Maybe it's a wireless display. Clearly this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus. A wireless display? Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly. Hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei? You most certainly had not, but is that normal? Yes, at least where I worked. As they spoke, the lines of letters suddenly stopped and disappeared. The only thing left on the screen was the word pass, followed by a colon. It looks like we need to enter a password. Again. There must be a hint around here somewhere. Could you go take a look? Yeah, I'm on it. What are you gonna do? I'll see if I can do something about this on my own. On your own? Yep, on my own. Lotus pulled out over the nearest chair and dropped herself down into it in front of the keyboard. For a second she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left, then right. All right, let's kick some ass. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire. What? Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words. Didn't expect that, did you? Of course I didn't! What kind of job do you have? What are you? I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm, but I quit. Why? Lotus blinked. Huh? Oh, it was just something. She stopped typing for a moment and her face fell. This was not an avenue of questioning to be pursued, Junpei realized, and quickly shut his mouth. Lotus's fingers began to move again, and in a few seconds she was back up to speed. As she typed, more and more letters and symbols that meant nothing to Junpei began to pour across the screen. What are you doing now? I'm going to try and brute force it. What? A brute force attack is... Well, the short version is that I just attack the thing head on. The long version, without looking up or slowing down, she began to explain. A brute force attack is one of the simplest ways to break a cipher, she told him. It checks every possible combination until it finds the right one. For a complex cipher, it can take a very long time. The thought of doing something like that made Junpei feel tired, but Lotus explained that she was writing a program that would run just such an attack on its own. It's not the most elegant solution, certainly, but given the circumstances, there isn't much else I can do. Even as she talked, her fingers never slowed or missed a key. Junpei couldn't help but feel a little odd. Oh, but back to what we were talking about earlier. What were we talking about? The wireless display. It's kind of strange if you think about it, isn't it? How do I put it? Well, let's say you write a program that calculates an addition problem for you, all right? So you enter a 1 plus 1. The screen will show you 2. See? Isn't that strange? No, not really. Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it's strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 plus 1? The main computer, right? You said it's connected to the monitor wirelessly. Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see. The color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Ah, I see. So this wire supplies power. Eventually, they might even cut the wires. Ah, yes, just as I expected. When the wire is cut, no results appear. Therefore, it must be the device which does the calculations. But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that, because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly. Lotus continued to type. Junpei scratched his head. So, what are you trying to say? Nothing. Really. It's just, I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that? Huh? Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting, so stimulating this part of the brain causes this person to see colors. That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. You get it? It's just like this monitor. Maybe the brain is just an output device, like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else, in a main body. We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine there's some unknown medium that transfers information into our brains, where we experience that information as thoughts. Junpei didn't say anything. Not so much because he had no retort. No, her argument just seemed silly, and he was a little surprised to be hearing something like it from someone like her. I could really use some water right now. The brain is just an output device? Human thought actually occurs somewhere else? Did Lotus really think that, he wondered? It was a little creepy, Junpei thought. It sounded altogether much too bizarre, like a cultish religion. Maybe that's the cause of Seven's amnesia. Oblivious to Junpei's increasing discomfort, Lotus continued. If memory is actually stored somewhere else, in some sort of main body somewhere, maybe he hasn't forgotten anything at all. He's just having a difficult time accessing the memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged. I suppose that would explain aphasias and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing. Wait a minute. What? He knew what aphasia was from watching medical dramas on TV, and blindsight was easy enough to guess, but he'd never heard the word prosopagnosia before. What, you've never heard of prosopagnosia? Lotus spun around in her chair to look at him. Junpei just shrugged and shook his head. Nope. What is it? Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look like the same as Clover's, or even yours, so they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia would have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things. Their voices, their clothes, their hair. Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks? No, I don't think so. You've seen monkeys like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all monkey faces look the same, even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them. The zoo staff that work with them could learn to identify different monkeys eventually, but you or I couldn't unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. That's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia, huh? Didn't even know that kind of thing existed. June did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his... or Junpei hadn't gone entirely over his head. And, what were we talking about? The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor. Are you serious about that stuff? Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it. What about the other half? Well, I guess I was just adulting? Not funny. Lotus's smile had something rather masochistic to it. It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But it looks like I don't need to talk anymore. Why? I don't have to kill time any longer. As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the enter key. The program took only seconds to analyze the system. Chunks of text flickered on and off in the quick succession, and then a line of numbers appeared, blinked, then disappeared. The screen cleared, and all that was left was the word accepted. Piece of cake. Lotus would clearly have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared, to be replaced with 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square. What the hell is that? No idea. It looks like the puzzle. Suddenly, Lotus stood up. Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff? I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See, the keyboard... Nothing. So there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll just leave this to you then, Junpei. What? Let me take a break, alright? I did my part. He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself. From here on out, he told himself, he would rely on no one else. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Let's try. Yay! Old ass puzzle. Alright, I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Look, Junpei, the lights on the lockers are green. Then we must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. There's more than one key in here. This one's small and looks like it goes to some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole on a door on A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, Earth key. I'll just tuck you away deep in my pocket. Now as for the other key... What key is this? From the shape, I'd say it's not for a door. Probably some sort of device. Oh, what is it? I wonder. Do you think maybe it's the activation key for that thing? The activation key? Yes, it has to be. I feel good about this. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice from behind him. It was Clover. Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute? He put the puzzle aside for a moment and walked over to Clover. What's up? I wanted to ask you something. Junpei, you went into door 5 with my brother, right? Did you hear him say, like, anything weird? Why is she asking me this, Junpei wondered. The more he thought about it, however, the more it made sense. Snake had been gone for a long time. Clover was quite attached to her brother. Of course she would have been worried about him. He thought back to when he'd gone through door 5, hoping he might remember something, even a small something that would help her. However... Sorry, Clover. I can't really think of anything. I mean, he did mention that his hearing exceeds that of a regular person, or something like that, but that's about it. Okay. Clover's words were barely audible. She nodded vaguely to Junpei and turned to walk away. Hey, wait a minute. Look, I don't know if I should ask you things, but, if you don't mind, I was hoping you'd tell me if, is Snake, I mean, was he born... You're talking about his eyes? Yeah. No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got in an accident. A really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And his arm... His arm? Yeah. My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm. Now those of you that watched the coffin ending kind of understand part of it. The accident hurt him real bad. Or really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm. Is that all you wanted to ask me? Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded. Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff. Clover only shook her head and walked off down the stairs. Let's do this. This key. The shape sure seems like it goes to the machine. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor's on now. And it's full of letters. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Typing on this keyboard isn't doing squat. There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Huh? Why is she all quiet now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. Junpei, this thing in here is on now. Yeah, that's because we activated the power over on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay, yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something. I should ask her to look around the room again. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. There's a mannequin lying on the exam table. I can't really see it well from here, but it looks like there's a bunch of electrodes sticking out of its head. I've got the scribblings from the table already. Were the scribbles again? Ah. Basically what I did for the puzzle. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff on the cables. I can see the wires inside. It's a rack. There are some cables on top with copper wire exposed. I guess this drain is for water, huh? Well, there's nothing in here. Maybe if you increase the voltage. Roger. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey, wait, Clover! Aw, shit. What? I think, Oh my god! The mannequin's head! Oh man, that sounds like a fire alarm. Ah! What the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. The mannequin's head is on fire. Okay, it looks kind of funny, but this is no laughing matter. If I don't do something, Clover will... Junpei, it's so hot in here. Help me. The control device for the electronic door lock. The green light is on. Junpei, look at the light. Yes, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Junpei! Come on, kid, jump! She's safe. Oh man, I don't even know how the fuck that was supposed to be phrased. Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover! Are you okay? Are you hurt? Damn, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. There's a mannequin on fire on the other side of the window. The skin is already melting and dripping off. I can see some of its metal bones. What are you doing, Junpei? Let's just get out of here. Hey, why are you holding onto the handrail like that? Are you scared? Controls device for the electronic door lock. The green light's on. What are you doing, Junpei? Not that way. God damn it, there's something I want to do. What are you doing, Junpei? It's dangerous over there. A mannequin the size of a human being. It's on fire. Arg! You found it. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them. Let's save right about here. Seems like a good place to stop for this video. You know, because it just got done with the room. Until next time, this has been part 24 of 999. Peace out.